Day 234, I can change. If I can change my habits, I can change anything. Because I can change my habits, I can change anything. I am on my way to changing my habits, because then I can change anything. Our habits. And the first habit that we need to change is to change our habit of thought, our habitual patterns of thinking, right? Our habitual patterns of thinking. That's what we need to change. And then everything changes. Good morning, Tamika, Jennifer, lots of other people on the call, but I don't see who you are. Hang on, let me see. No, I don't see who you are. That's okay. Just drop me a comment so I know who's here. I can change my habits, therefore I can change anything. It's our habits. Our habits. You know why? Because our habits are what our autopilot is all about. When something becomes a habit, it goes into your autopilot. When you learn something that well that you can do it without thinking about it, it has become programmed into your subconscious mind, which means it is now your autopilot. So you do those kinds of things without thinking about it. Like flipping a switch and turning the light on. You don't think about it because it's become part of your autopilot, but nevertheless, it does require thought. It is thought, but it's thought that you're doing on autopilot. It's not thought that you're doing deliberately. And changing those things that are programmed into our autopilot, when we change those things, that's when everything starts shifting for us. People have habits, and when they can't break out of their habits, they get stuck where they are, because unless you change those habits, you cannot move forward. If you have a habit of always watching television at this time, and then you tell yourself that is the time when you're going to allocate towards going to the gym, it's not going to happen, because that habit has to change. So you have to figure out ways that you can change that habit. You can take the television with you. Netflix, after all, is something you can watch on your phone, or Prime or Disney or any other streaming service. You can do both. You can exercise and watch TV. Right? A lot of people do that. A lot of people have their exercise machines right in their living room. Why? Well, because then that way they don't have an excuse. So, understanding what your habits are. For example, somebody who wants to lose weight, what are the choices that you're making for lunch and dinner? Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. What are the choices that you're making? What are the choices that you're making about your physical activity? Unless you change those habits, unless you make different choices, nothing can change. Because those choices are what is resulting in whatever reality you have created. In order for that reality to shift, you've got to shift the choices that you're making. Because understand this, even though you can lose weight without doing anything, but if you have got beliefs linked to what you're doing, then you cannot lose weight, because those thoughts are on autopilot. For example, the thought that I am not as active as I should be is now your autopilot. You believe it. It's a belief. Beliefs are part of our autopilot. And so, as long as you keep believing that, then how can anything change? Even though you don't really need exercise in order to lose weight, but because you have a belief about it, now you can't. Someone who doesn't have that belief, they can. They can lose weight without exercising. You cannot, because you've attached a belief and now it is in your autopilot. So you have two choices. Either you change the belief or you do what the belief tells you to, which means you go with the belief. You do the exercise because that's what you believe in. And once you start doing the exercise, you will start see things moving. You'll start seeing your weight dropping because now you are doing what you believe needs to be done. If you believe that something needs to be done and then you don't do it, then you can't move forward. It happens the same way with kids who are preparing for their exams. Because they believe that they need to study day and night, therefore they need to study day and night. I changed that belief for myself. I changed that belief for myself when I was a teenager. I told myself, I only need to read once to learn, second time to remember, and after that I don't need to read again and again. That's it. That's the extent that I need to work on my studies. And what happened? My grades actually improved. Because I was stressed out because I was studying all the time. And so one day I just decided I'm not going to do that. But I didn't stop studying until I changed my belief about it. I changed my belief and then I stopped studying that hard. Your belief has to change. If you don't change the belief, then things don't work out the way you want them to. Absolutely, law of attraction works. But you confine law of attraction. Hear this. You confine law of attraction with your beliefs. Because law of attraction can only give you that which you believe. Your beliefs become like a straitjacket. Because even though you know that all things are possible, your beliefs don't agree with that statement. This is what I say, that your beliefs have to be congruent with your actions. Your thoughts and actions have to be congruent with your beliefs. So that means that if you're going to change your actions and your thoughts, your emotions, your emotional output, your vibration, you first have to change your belief. If you don't change your belief, then nothing changes. Good morning, Mercedes, Elena, Lana. Good to see you guys. Cindy, Yolanda, Jennifer, Tomika, good to see you. Awesome. So you see, what happens is people try to change what is manifesting for them before they change their belief about it. That's what attachment to the outcome is all about. You're looking for the thing that you want to manifest, but you haven't done anything to change your belief about it. And a belief is just a habit. Unless you change the habit, you can't change anything. So you have to remind yourself that it is within your power to change your habit. I can change my habits, therefore I can change everything and anything that I want. I absolutely can change my habits. I wasn't born with the habits. I learned them. I'm the one who put them into place. And therefore I can change them. I have complete control. Nobody else controls this except me. I control it. So it's the beginning of the year. What are your habits? What are your habits? What are the things that you want to change, and what are your habits around those things? If you can identify that, now you can now exercise that choice. Do I want to go with my belief or do I want to change my belief? So if somebody believes that they need to walk or run 5K in order to lose weight, well, then they either have to change that belief and they need to tell themselves, no, I don't need to. Other people might need to walk or run 5K. I don't. I just need to do 1K or 2K or whatever it is that fits into their life. They have to change their belief to tell them sells that. And when they do that, now they've changed their belief, so now they can keep up with that belief. But if they don't do anything to change their belief, then guess what they have to do? Their only second alternative is to go and do a 5K every day. If somebody's belief is, and you know who you are, if somebody's belief is that they need to go to the gym in order to lose weight, and they're not going to the gym, what do they need to do? Well, they can't go to the gym because the gyms are closed. So they can't go with the belief that they have, which means they've got to change the belief. They've got to change a belief because now this belief is holding them back from what they want. Don't let your beliefs hold you back from what you want. Or, do what my son did. He had that belief. He had that belief. He needs to work out. He needs stuff to work out. Guess what we have? We have a home gym now. Because he was adamant. He had to have it. So he did it. And then those of his friends who also believed that they needed to go to the gym started coming over to our place. It's an open gym. Anyone can use it. So, you have to change your habit of thought. 5K, Mercedes 5K is 5 kilometers. Running or walking 5 kilometers is the equivalent of walking 10,000 steps. Give or take, depending on the person and their stride. And so that's why people say, okay, you have to that's, the Fitbits and things that they wear that tell them whether or not they've got their 10,000 steps. Or you do what Tess does, which I think is 15,000 steps. And so, good morning, Tess. So you see, you've got to change your belief. You've got to change your belief first if you're going to change your action. For those people who change their action without changing their beliefs, things don't go well. I experienced this. This is one of the mistakes that I made that is contained in the Manifesting Mistakes book. When I discovered Abraham, and Abraham said, abundance can come to you. You don't have to work for it. So I stopped working. Guess what happened? Why? Because I hadn't changed my belief. But then I figured it out. I can't do that. I have to change my belief first. And that's why I teach you. Listen, guys, everything that I teach you is based on personal experience. Everything. All right. So take a look at your habits. Take a look at your habits. What are your habits? Which habits are getting in your way? Which habits are serving you well? The habits that are serving you well, you need to shore them up even more. Strengthen them even more. And the habits that need to change them. Don't be a lazy thinker. Change those habits. Change the thoughts behind those habits, then go ahead and change those habits. Don't change the action until you have first changed the belief. Okay? Because it does not go well. Yes, I thought so. Tess does 15,000 steps, which is the equivalent of doing 7.5K of walking. Right? So, what do you want? And what are your beliefs about it? What do you want and what are your beliefs about it? That's the key. All right, unicorns. Love you all so much. Have a super fantastic day. And guess what? I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.